Hey Salman, good to see you. How are you holding up? What's on your mind?
Hey Olivier, yeah, I'm okay given the circumstances. I think we're all finding these times of social distancing as pretty isolating, and it has been 7 days since I ran out of ketchup, so that's not great. But I did want to talk to you about markets, what you think we can expect over the next few weeks or months.
Yeah, great. Sorry for the catch-up thing. Well, the big news obviously is coming from the US with the results of the US elections and the potential for an effective COVID vaccine relatively soon. So both point to declining uncertainty over the medium term. In the US, you've got a Democratic president-elect and a likely split Congress. So policy changes will need bipartisan support. And Biden's foreign and trade policies should be steadier, less volatile, and less driven by tweets. So that's good for the markets.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think there's less headline risk from a Biden presidency. And on the coronavirus, the increasing cases in the US is pretty alarming, but the efficacy of the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccines is it's very encouraging. Even if they're not the vaccines that end up being rolled out, it starts to let investors see through the current explosion in cases.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, the market certainly welcomed the news, and we saw the laggards outperform very strongly on the news.
Okay, if we're agreed on the context, how do you think investors should be positioned?
Well, lower uncertainty should most directly help investor sentiment, while the macro picture continues to recover, if more slowly than in the summer, though. I think emerging markets, particularly their currencies, should benefit from this boost to sentiment.
So last time we spoke, we talked about a preference for Asian currencies versus the US dollar. Is this long EMFX view an extension of that?
In a way, yes. I mean, we talked before about some of the supports for Asian currencies, but now with uncertainty falling, emerging markets should broadly benefit from a risk-on environment.
Yeah, I see your point. I was actually looking at flows data and EM assets, both debt and equity, saw pretty significant inflows during the week of the Pfizer news. Equities in particular saw about 7.5 billion US dollars worth of inflow in just a week, which is the largest inflow that they've seen for the last 12 months.
Well, precisely, and flows are a major driver for EM currencies, which continue to lag the recovery in EM assets. For example, if you take the MSCI EM, it was up 9% on a year-to-date basis, so that's 60% rise from the March lows, while a broad-based basket of EM currencies is down 9% versus the dollar on a year-to-date basis and 5% from the market bottom.
And what about implementing the view? What crosses are you looking at?
I'd say that being diversified is important here. Less brutal US trade policy is good for China, but also for other US trading partners like Mexico, Brazil, and others. We've also seen China's strong demand recovery, which benefits those currencies that fit that demand. Brazil, so the BRL for soft commodities, and CLP for copper, for instance. And the case for Asian currencies continues to hold, thanks in part to the lack of any meaningful second coronavirus wave out there.
Okay, so if I hear you right, you're thinking broad basket of currencies, both LATAM, Asia. Do you think buying the basket against the US dollar is the way to go?
Well, I think it's prudent to limit your short US dollar exposure, especially since the risks are not gone yet completely, even if they've moved lower, obviously. For instance, by pairing this long EMFX view against a short Taiwanese dollar, you can expect to earn roughly 4% annualized carry, while reducing your short US dollar bias, which could be vicious if there is a sudden uptick in market stress since the dollar remains a safe haven currency.
Okay, great, Olivier. Thanks. That was really helpful. I've got to run now, but it was really great talking to you, catching up on markets, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, go get some ketchup, and it was good talking to you as well. So stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
See you.